and welcome to another episode of Energy of the Earth with your hosts, Yolanda Thomas
and Jillian Taylor. Today, we're going to be talking about RHC.
But Jillian, what's RHC?
It's simple, Yolanda. RHC is renewable heating and cooling. It's heat from the earth.
Oh, you mean geothermal energy. I know what that is.
It's the same thing.
It's a renewable source of energy. It's nearly inexhaustible.
Yes, and it comes from ground beneath our feet, hot springs, and magma.
Then what are we doing here? Let's go visit a geyser. Wait.
Let's go, Yolanda!
Okay.
Right now, we're in Tuscany, Italy, beside the first geothermal power plant.
I don't see any geysers here.
This place was made in 1904 by Prince Piero Ginori Conti. Isn't that so old?
That isn't even the oldest known place humans have used geothermal energy. Right now, we're in Chino Hot Springs in Alaska.
Hot!
Oh, don't. Over 10,000 years ago, the people of North America used geothermal energy.
Well, geothermal energy is nothing new to us. It's only 24 of the 195 countries in the world use geothermal energy. And in that small number, only 5 use it to produce at least 15% of their energy.
In the U.S. itself, geothermal energy only accounted for 0.4% of our total energy, with California bringing in 82% of the used.
Let's go somewhere where it isn't below freezing and ask an expert the pros and cons of geothermal energy. With me right now, I have Renee Springs with 2 masters in renewable energy. Thank you for coming, Ms. Springs. It's a pleasure to be here. So, Ms. Springs, could you tell us why geothermal energy is so important? Well, I'll start off with the fact that it has low emissions. It produces very little pollution or smog. But what about the water you use? Aren't you going to use it all up? No, the water is recycled. You're familiar with the participation cycle, aren't you? Well, the water just goes back to being used to water your lawn, to swim in, or to be used in geothermal energy. Well, it looks like we're all out of time. I'm sorry, Ms. Springs. It's okay. Thank you for having me.
I have with me Gas Miklos, a man who has been in the oil business for over 20 years. Hello. No need to ask me anything. I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and that is to tell you why we should stick to oil. Okay. So, could you please explain to me why geothermal energy is bad? It's simple. It is not as efficient as some people, when in springs, says it may be. It produces sludges. Are these sludges going into our waterway? Are these sludges toxic? I don't know, but nobody will answer my call. Well, aren't these sludges being broken down and materials end up being sold? And, well, that would mean that it's efficient and renewable. Mr. McCoy? So? Oil, good, geothermal, bad.
Let's talk about where and how we use geothermal energy.
It can be found anywhere. Anywhere there is a reservoir of hot steam and hot water. All you need is a geothermal heat pump to harness it.
Gosh darn it, I left mine at home.
You'll also need a direct use appliance. Geothermal energy in the U.S. at least is mainly found in the western states. That includes Alaska and Hawaii because there are reservoirs of hot steam and water.
It can be commercial, industrial, or residential. You see, industrial can sometimes use temperatures over 750 degrees Fahrenheit.
To use geothermal energy, you need a geothermal power plant,
like the one we saw in Tuscany.
Or a portable generator, electrical grid, and large pipelines,
like transmission lines.
Exactly.
Let's talk about efficiency. A ground source heat pump has an efficiency between 400 and 500%. So 1 unit of energy input gets about 5 units of energy output.
Direct use geothermal systems and deep enhanced geothermal systems have a very high efficiency level. Sometimes they take absolutely no input energy.
With some developments, geothermal energy has the potential to become a very large energy source. It's already considered the fourth most important renewable energy source, behind solar energy, wind energy, and hydro energy. It has a big effect on my lifetime because it proves yet another option to gain energy through renewable.
So, Julia, what was the most interesting thing you learned about geothermal energy today?
Well, I learned that geothermal energy has been around for thousands and thousands of years. What about you, Yolanda?
It has to be that even though it's nearly inexhaustible, it's used so little around the world.
Well, that was another episode of Energy in the Earth. Goodbye from your hosts Jillian Taylor
and Yolanda Thomas.